Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and I am officially 34 weeks into my pregnancy. That's pretty freaking insane. So this is going to be my 33 week and 34 week update just because I didn't get around to filming for last week. And there's been quite a bit of stuff just kind of going on pregnancy related, obviously, or it wouldn't be a pregnancy update. But yeah, I'm at 34 weeks. Anything over 37 weeks is considered full term. So to know that within 3 weeks I will be considered full term, that's pretty crazy. And trust me, I'm ready to get this kid out. Like, holy cow, he can have his eviction notice. So I had my doctor's appointment, I think it was last Wednesday, or sometime last week. Everything measured really well, just kind of a normal checkup. And a doctor said that if for whatever reason I was to go into labor early, they wouldn't stop it because there's no benefit to keeping him in any longer. So to me, I took that as like, bring it on and get this kid out. So like, I know he'd be 3 weeks early, but the doctor said that he's ready to go. So I'm like, come on. Like, I don't want to be induced personally. Like, I don't want to be induced. I know that happens, and if that happens, then fine, I'll have to roll with it. I really don't want to be induced, but if I went into labor naturally, it wouldn't hurt my feelings any. Like, I'm just over being pregnant. But I've got a whole list of things written down here in my little phone of just stuff that's been going on. So we can go ahead and just kind of talk about what's been going on the past couple of weeks. But yeah, I've had 2 days so far that were just kind of like, they were extremely uncomfortable. I'm pretty sure they were like Braxton Hicks type stuff. The one day in particular, I had a lot of back pain, which I had been having back pain pretty frequently since about the middle of my second trimester. But this was just like intense back pain. I didn't hardly do anything the entire day. I was in pain like the whole night before and the whole day. I was just in so much pain. I could not get comfortable. I was in pain standing, I was in pain walking, I was in pain sitting, I was in pain laying down. Like, it didn't matter what position I was in, what I was doing, my back was screaming. It was just so painful. And it wasn't until my husband got home at the end of the day that I found that if I turned around and sat backwards on the couch and kind of rocked my hips back to side to side, when I mean like set backwards on the couch, I mean like have my knees on the cushion, my belly's like facing the back of the couch, and my hands and stuff are like on the back of the couch, right? And then I could kind of arch my back and then shift my hips from side to side. I found that that position in particular did a lot to ease the pain in my back. And I've since then read articles saying that you're supposed to do that anyways because it can help the baby get into the birth canal, it can ease back pain, it does all kinds of good things. I don't remember what it's called, but I guess it's a pretty normal thing for pregnant women to do. I just kind of found it naturally on my own, however you want to say that. But it did a lot of good, did a lot to help. And that night my husband rubbed my back and it did so much to help. And I woke up the next day like I was sore from all the pain I had the day before, but I wasn't in pain anymore. I was just really sore from everything that had happened. But I'm not really sure if it was Braxton Hicks or if the baby was sitting on a nerve. I'm not really sure what the deal was with all of that. But it was really, really uncomfortable. And the thing that makes me think it might have been Braxton Hicks was that even though I had a steady level of pain, it would like peak and then it would come back down, and then it would just be more elevated than normal, but it would just be steady, and then it'd peak and get really bad, and then I'd drop back down. So the peaks and the downs, that kind of makes me think it may have been Braxton Hicks in my back, but I'm not really sure if you can get Braxton Hicks in your back. But if you can, I think that's what was going on. The second one was most recent. It was just a couple of days ago. And my dad came over and picked me up and took me back to their house for breakfast because we had a whole incident with our garage door. Short little story time. Back in February, I thought I cleared the garage door. I didn't. And I went to crank my wheel and I hit the front of the bumper on my husband's car into like the track of the garage door. His bumper was okay, kind of scratched his paint a little bit, but it wasn't like a big deal with the car. But with the track on the garage, it put a pretty bad dent in it. And my husband had to get out and like hammer it out. But it's been pretty good since then. We've had a couple of times where it's popped off the track, but nothing major. And my husband's always been able to fix it. Well, this day in particular, my husband was at work, so I called my dad. And my dad comes over and he gets the, you know, to fix the garage door, because it literally stopped like halfway up. Like I could not get my car out of the garage. It was like halfway up and stopped. So my dad came over and he got the door back on the track and he got it shut. But when it would open, it would pop off track again. So he put it back on the track and shut it and was like, you have to wait until Mike gets home because he has more experience messing with this than I do. I don't want to make it any worse. So essentially, I couldn't get my car out of the garage. So that's how I ended up in my dad's car, which I have an SUV now. I've had an SUV since, when did I buy that thing? March, I think. Prior to this, I had a Grand Prix. It's really low to the ground, but it stopped working over the winter time. Like the heat went out in it, so I couldn't drive it. This is just getting into like a whole other story time. Anyways, I haven't been in a car, like a car, in months, and especially since hitting my 3rd trimester when I'm a lot bigger and I'm a lot more awkward. Like I'm on myself. I'm just like, I'm more clumsy, I'm more off balance, I'm more awkward. And I haven't been in a car since March. And my mom drives an SUV, I have an SUV. We don't take my husband's car anywhere. That's just for him for work. When we go anywhere, like we like to take the new car because you know it's a luxury. So that's just kind of like our around town vehicle that we use for driving or whatever. It's more comfortable. So I ride with my dad over to their house, which that car ride, like it wasn't uncomfortable, but it was so weird because, you know, you get used to sitting up high in an SUV until all of a sudden I'm like, I feel like my ass is on the road. Like, and he has a Cavalier. So, I mean, those cars don't, like, they don't sit that low to the ground. I mean, they do, but they're not like, you know, I don't know, I don't feel like they're that bad. I feel like the Grand Prix that we have sit even lower than the Cavaliers. Which, I haven't been in my husband's Prix since March, and I haven't been in my Prix since, like, I don't know, when it starts snowing, like, before winter. So, yeah, I mean, the ride wasn't uncomfortable, but it was just kind of, like, awkward. But when we get to my parents' house, and I go to get out of the car, and I wish, I keep getting, like, something stuck in my throat. I wish I would have told my dad that I needed help getting out of the car, but I'm so independent that I just like made myself stand up. And from standing up from such a low position, I don't know, I guess I strained something or pulled something, I don't know, but it hurt so bad. And I was in pain the rest of the day. I was having pain in my lower belly, I was having pain in my pelvic area, I was having pain by my cervix. Like I didn't know what was going on, but I was just like in a lot of pain, and it was like a gradual increase. Like it really hurt to get out of the car, like really hurt to get out of the car. But then I got out of the car and it kind of like eased, and I was like, okay, whatever, that was weird. Which even if my dad had come around and helped me out of the car, I don't know if that would have even been preventable. But just, you know, having to stand up from that low down, it just, I don't know what it did, but it hurt something. And I know I didn't have any like major cramping. I did end up developing some cramping by that evening, but I didn't have any bleeding, I didn't have any contractions, I didn't have, you know, the baby was still moving, so I didn't see a reason to go to the hospital because, you know, there's no signs of labor, no signs that the baby was in distress. It's just I was in a lot of pain. I was really uncomfortable. And like I said, it was an increase. It didn't start out super bad, but my mom came over to help me clean, which kind of turned into her just cleaning our whole house because, like I said, like the more I was standing, the more I was up, the more I was doing things, the more I was hurting. And I was starting to get what they call, I think it's lightning crotch or something. Like you get like this throbbing pain through your genital area. And it just really hurt. It's really uncomfortable. I also had like weird shots of pain and random spots in my belly, which was really weird. I don't know what was going on, but it was really uncomfortable, really painful. But the next day I woke up and I was fine. Everything was fine. So I don't really know what happened there. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to be trying to get back into a car until after the baby's born. I'll stick with SUVs until after he comes, because that was just, whew, that hurt. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about baby movement and kicks. I feel like he moves less but I feel like when he does move, it's a lot harder. And I'm just guessing that's because he's running out of room in there, starting to run out of room, and that's probably why he moves less. But when he does, and when I mean moves less, I mean like he before would have like dance parties is what it felt like. Now, like I'll feel him move occasionally, like he's just moving a little bit, but it doesn't feel like he's going crazy in there or anything. But when he does try to really stretch and really go for it, the movements are almost painful. Like they're uncomfortable to say the least. Sometimes they're fine, but other times it's kind of like, whoa, like what's going on there? And another movement I've been noticing is like, and I'm guessing, well, I don't know that it's necessarily fetal movement, but I've been noticing a lot more pressure on my pelvic area and on my tailbone, and I think that's his head like sitting in the birth canal, like putting pressure. That's my best bet. I don't really know for sure if that's what's going on, but that's what I think is happening. Okay, so another thing that's kind of going on with my belly and just with everything getting bigger is that now, like I pretty much have to sleep on either my left or my right side. I can't sleep on my back, and I think I touched on that with my 32-week update. Well, now it's gotten to the point that even when I'm laying on my side, I have to be extra careful, because if I move too quickly and put too much pressure on my stomach, it hurts. It's just, I have to like use my maternity pillow if I lay down, and I have to wedge it under my belly. And if I'm not going to use my maternity pillow, I have to get at least a pillow to put under my belly, because to just lay in the bed without the support under my belly, it just, oh my gosh, it hurts. So now it's like a have to. Before it was just a comfort thing. I was like, yeah, it feels better with this, but I don't have to have it. Now I have to have it. Like it just hurts too bad if I don't stick pillows under my belly. Another thing that happened, I pretty much got stuck in the bottom of the bathtub. I decided, I was taking a shower, and I was just, I don't know. I think I was just having a day when I was sore. I don't think it was one of these days when I was in extreme pain or anything. I feel like I was just really just kind of sore and achy. And I thought, okay, well, I'll just kind of lounge in the bottom of the bathtub with the shower on and just kind of relax a little bit. And it was pretty uncomfortable sitting in the bottom of the bath. I know a lot of people will talk about towards the end of your pregnancy, take baths because it'll give you the feeling of being weightless and make you feel more comfortable, da-da-da-da-da. Maybe that's true if I'd actually been taking a bath, but just sitting in the bottom of the tub with like the shower on me, it really hurt. It was not comfortable. I didn't stay down there very long, but I just about got stuck in the bottom of the bathtub. I couldn't hardly stand up. Like I couldn't hardly stand up. I had to turn the shower off, open the shower curtain, and like lift myself up using the ledge of the bathtub, because I couldn't just stand up. Like I almost called my husband in to help me, but then I felt kind of silly because I'm like, here I am in the bottom of the bathtub with no water, and like, I don't know, I just felt funny. And like, I know he wouldn't have cared. I know he would have rather me ask for help than to hurt myself, but I don't know, I'm just too independent apparently, but I won't be making that mistake again. So something a little funny that happened, I guess. I haven't really been having too many food cravings here this last trimester. Occasional, but not often. But I did get one in the middle of the night. It was either a week or two ago. That day, we had gone to Chuck E. Cheese with my husband's sister and her kids. And the kids were playing arcade games, and we all had Chuck E. Cheese pizza. And just, you know, a fun family time. Well, that evening at about 5 a.m., like, I woke up with a really intense craving for Chuck E. Cheese pizza, which we happened to have some in the refrigerator. And I kept telling myself, no, we're not going to eat in the middle of the night, because I've avoided this my entire pregnancy. Even when I wake up and I'm starving, or I wake up with a craving, I've just avoided it, because I recognize that, you know, if you overeat, you're going to gain weight. But you're going to gain weight when you're pregnant anyways, but you know, you're not eating for two, you're just eating for yourself. And I don't like sleeping on a full stomach anyways, because I feel like it just turns to fat. Your body doesn't get to burn any of the energy or use any of the energy. So I really try to avoid nighttime snacking or eating just in regular life in general. But especially now that I'm pregnant, like, I don't want to add any more calories than I need. because I don't want to have like a ton of weight gain. So I just laid there and I really fought it. It was like 5 a.m. and it was horrible. I don't know. I laid there for a while before I finally got over my craving. But then like my craving for Chuck E. Cheese pizza went from like intense craving of Chuck E. Cheese pizza into like sobbing into my pillow for no reason. I went from like intense cravings to like emotional. Like I don't even know what I was emotional about. And I wasn't crying about the pizza. Like the craving finally passed. I didn't want it anymore. I didn't care about the pizza anymore. I was ready to go back to sleep and then I just started sobbing. And that's just pregnancy hormones, I guess. I don't know what else to chalk it up to, but I felt ridiculous. I'm like, oh my God. I felt so silly because I just started sobbing into my pillow, and I don't know. It's just part of being pregnant. So on the subject of weight gain, I'm pretty proud of myself. As of this last checkup, I have only gained 26 pounds through my full pregnancy. So at this point, the baby should be gaining about half a pound a week. I'm still trying to eat fairly healthy, trying to keep my portions under control, do a lot of fruits and vegetables, lots of water. So hopefully I don't have too much more of a weight gain. I'm guessing I'll top out at gaining a good 30 pounds through my pregnancy, assuming I go full term. So we'll see how it all works out. But, you know, I'm pretty proud of myself. I'm at 34 weeks and I've only gained 26 pounds. Not bad. I could have done worse, so I'm pretty proud of myself. So I guess the last thing here to talk about is something that I feel like people don't talk about a whole lot when it comes to pregnancy. And I touched on this a little bit, I suppose, when I did my video on having sex while pregnant, just talking about all of that. But this is just, I just feel like the relationship you have with your spouse and the changes that it goes through when you're pregnant and the intimacy you have with your spouse, you know, it just changes when you're pregnant. And I feel like people don't always talk about it or address it, but it gets hard. I miss being intimate with my husband, and I don't just mean it in the sense of having sex, but I miss being able to just lay in bed and cuddle with him. Like I said earlier, I can't lay in bed without a pillow under my belly, so that means we always have a divider between us. And though like we try to like cuddle, it's not the same as, you know, skin to skin, nothing in between us. And I miss that, and I can feel the effects of that in our relationship. And you know, my husband has been awesome through this whole pregnancy. You know, he hasn't pestered me when I don't want to have sex. He hasn't made me feel bad about that. He hasn't been demanding for anything like that. But I can just, you know, you can feel it when you know you go from being so physical with somebody and so intimate with somebody to like, even though you want to be touched, it's like it's so uncomfortable to do it. Like, and I don't mean do it, but I mean like touch, like cuddling, and sex as well. It's so uncomfortable. It definitely takes a toll on things, and so we're definitely counting down the days for when we can get that stupid pillow out of our bed. Like, for as much good as it does me, and I'm very thankful to have it. I know there are a lot of women out there who can't afford to get a maternity pillow when they're pregnant, and I know they're very expensive. And I'm so thankful to have it because it really does let me sleep. Like, before getting it, I was getting like 0 sleep. Still, I'm just, you know, I feel like I spend more time cuddling with this dang pillow than I do my husband, and it's getting frustrating. So we're definitely counting down the weeks to, you know, not have to have anything between us anymore. So I just realized that I totally spaced doing a belly shot. So here's my 34-week pregnant belly. I have a dress on today, so it's kind of hard to tell. But that's what we got going on. 34 weeks pregnant. So, but that kind of wraps up everything for my 34-week pregnancy update. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.